I'm Cole Spivey. My pen name is Ash Cole. And I wrote this story called Catnappers. That's me. My pen name is Ash Cole. I wrote a story as a crossover story. But it was also kind of it's more of an original story, kind of based on the style or the idea of The Body, which Stephen King wrote, which is about his childhood. Catnappers is a clique of boys hunt down an evil gang terrorizing neighborhood cats in Haltom City, Texas. It's fiction, but it's also biography, and it's a mystery. Catnappers starts off, I did a reading of it on SoundCloud. It starts off right here. I have several versions of it. And it ends right here. It's not a happy ending, but it's a start. Looking back, I can see that I have lived a blessed life full of excitement and joy, even if we're trying to protect some neighborhood cats and we're still out to do good and help others. Later on, I realized that being a kid only happens once, but we can always look back. So I wrote Catnappers coming out of college. I graduated. Graduated from the University of North Texas as a theater arts major. I wrote that story. I've written many stories. I've written like, I don't know, 9 or 10 books, but 3 serious books. The Untitled, A Thief's Story, The Entitled. I also wrote Escape from Maine and Catnappers is a novella. I also wrote The Mohan Flower, which is also called Gone Fishing. This is Linda Gray. That's what it says on her driver's license. This is what I found in her box. She brought over a box of photos. I used the term catnap at the very beginning. They're catnappers. They're catnappers. What, like they take naps with cats and stuff? They kidnap kitty cats. The evil ones in the story. So they kidnap kitty cats. But I use the term catnap because the kids go out to try to find the evil ones in the neighborhood of Haltom that are kidnapping cats because of what stuff happened when I was younger. There were like, I don't know, Satan worshippers or something that were out in Haltom that were kidnapping cats. That was the rumor. So we went out looking for them with fireworks and all this stuff, throwing fireworks in the air and all this stuff. You know, trying to scare them off so they'd leave the cats alone. That's what the kids do. It's a long story. I was looking through Linda Gray's stuff and I found something. It's a list in her handwriting. Busted. It says catnap, spurn, fishfill, catcomb, and bushes. Spurn was something that I used to say for neosporin. What you would put on an injury. Fishville, Catcomb, and Bushes. This must be something that she wrote. And these are pictures of cats. This, I don't know. I've been going through it for a while looking at things. And when I found this, it kind of scared me. God understands when you fear death. Look, if you want to write a story, anybody can do it. You have to just write the story. I'm still writing Chin, which is now another novella. So these are all my stories. I don't know if that's coincidence or what. It scared the crap out of me. These are all basically the stories that I have as a writer. Pawns of Play. Homesickness is another version of Hidden Drive, which is also a play. So when you click on it, I also have another site that I use. Which is right here. Same author, which is Ash Coles, my pen name. And I have some stories here too. There's a little bio on me. I'm also an actor too. So when you go all the way down here on these, you'll see some of my other stories. A Thief's Story, which is 3 different stories. World of Documents. A Thief's Story, it takes place with Roberto Pace, who's in prison, writing about an art thief named Tom Barnett. Later, you go into another story about Mr. Spoil, who lives in like a place called Maine, and he goes off to a city that he calls Gaga, which is a representation of New York. And I hope that was a relative that got mad and called me tonight, because it sounded like, I don't know, like a Lady Gaga type. Someone called me tonight and chewed me out. I have no idea who it was. Anyway, there's another story that I really like in here called Untitled, which is about, it's about LA. But it's also about Chicago, and it's about Washington, D.C. and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. World of Documents is a series of stories about the Restaurant of Revenge. Look, man, I was hit very hard. Very, very hard by a Burger King employee. I mean, he hit the crap out of my chin. I'm okay, but I'm scared because I don't have medical right now. And I mean, I was working for Uber Eats, going through a series of turn downs at restaurants in this one area, especially by the Harry Hines area. And these kids were just goofing off, and I went up to the window. I said, "Make my order," and that motherfucker hit me right here, very, very, very hard. So it's painful for me sometimes to talk, but I still can do it. But he hit me very, 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 very hard. It was like a jab. This happened last October. These are all of the stories here. Pray for Willie is a play about the vicissitudes of a special education class in autism in Euless, Texas high school. This one is Ashley Called, which is basically a poem. There's poems and stories all written right here. Safe Crackers and Miserable Americana, I take a take off English, meaning I change, you know, I use poetic license sometimes. I use regular English, but Safe Crackers and Miserable Americana is basically another way of saying Safe Crackers and Miserable America. It's just one of my early poems. I wrote about Gonzo right here. Gonzo, the writer, Hunter S. Thompson, wrote about him. So it's a lot of stories under Ash Cole. So anyway, I'm going through stuff because I'm writing. So I'm going through photos and getting ideas for Chin. Chin is a very complex story. It's very much like Hal. Ginsberg did Hal. It's very beat neck, but it's also poetic. I use different poetic licenses to tell the story. Okay, I'll get better. All right, things will get better.